Hi, I'm Hannah Bernard, and you're watching Market 1 Minute. Today I have the CEO of International Montoro Resources, Gary Musil, with me. Now, Gary, you've been with the company for about 12 years now, so I bet you're the right guy to ask. Tell me a little bit about International Montoro Resources.
Certainly. Well, we've been on the market for 22 years. We've been searching for mainly uranium over the last 10 to 12 years. And one of our key properties in the Elliott Lake, Ontario area, we discovered another mineral, probably another 2 to 3 minerals in the same ore block, and started a new drill program we were able to finance in a market that's been very difficult. We raised over $600,000 earlier this year and drilled 2 unprecedented depth holes into a large anomaly, a 7-kilometer long by 3-kilometer wide anomaly, and drilled 2 holes, one 1,005 meters. It's just over a kilometer, and another one 1,300 meters, just about 1.3 kilometers.
And now you are exploring in Ontario, as you said, the Elliott Lake region, but you have an interesting history of how you started exploring for nickel copper. Tell me about the history of these projects and where exactly they are located.
Right. Well, certainly the Elliott Lake area, well known as the uranium belt before. We did an airborne survey of that area, and in the airborne survey there was an anomaly, large anomaly up in the northwest corner of the property that we kind of left off our work list. And the Ontario Geological Survey had been doing some lake sediment sampling in that area, in the Pecor's Lake area. And they uncovered some very high nickel, chromium, copper results in the lake sediment samples. And they said to us, this is coming from somewhere. You guys need to take a second look at that anomaly up in the corner. It's not uranium, but it's something else. So that led us to doing geophysics work. And geophysics uncovered that there is a large anomaly here. It has the likeness of the Sudbury nickel camp. It has all the characteristics of that, and the best way to find out what's there is drill it.
Mm-hmm. And you have.
And that's what we did. This last summer we drilled the 2 holes in this area, and the second hole we discovered 2 large anomaly blocks, one at about 590 meters and one at about 900 meters. And with further technology, probing technology that we probed down in the hole, we've found results that host the rock that tends to carry the nickel and copper. And so that's leading us to further technology and further drilling likely in the new year.
And now, from my understanding, the management team is quite stable. They've been together basically since you joined the company 12 years ago. Tell me about the management and some past work and successes.
Certainly, yeah. I've brought together a management team that has experience both in producing mines, mining engineer director who's worked for producing gold, silver, copper mines for a number of years. I've brought on a geologist from retirement that's had a lot of years in the geology, a good sounding board of people, as well as we've brought together an advisory board, and one of the advisory board fellows by the name of Everett Makala has a former president and exploration manager for Vale and Inco, which is the biggest mining company certainly in nickel in Canada, and a large mining company in the world. And so as an advisory board fella, we're able to rebound ideas off of somebody that's had experience in nickel especially for many, many years. And this allows us to thoroughly sort of rebound ideas off of this management team.
And now I know it hasn't been an easy year, but tell me about some milestones that you've accomplished this last year.
Well, certainly, for a junior mining company this last year to survive, let alone embark on a drilling program, we raised $650,000 plus. That was enough to drill as I say, 2 very deep holes. 1,000 kilometers or 1,000 meters is about a kilometer deep. Another one, 1,300 meters, it's 1.3 kilometers. So that's unprecedented depth in this area. And through that, we've been successful in drilling.
Now, Gary, do you have further plans to finance the company?
Yes, for the new year, we intend to use this data that we've now gained and further finance. There's 2 ways of approaching the property now. One is there's new technology from surface called AMT. It's been around for a number of years, but it will give us a picture of this anomaly up to 2 kilometers deep. So it'll allow us to find potentially more drill holes, high conductive areas. So we're not going in there and just drilling one more hole in where we've already discovered 2 anomalies. It'll hopefully give us more targets to drill on.
So in addition to more drilling, what's next for International Montoro Resources?
The next would be doing this ground survey, which will be probably about a $200,000-300,000 program. That would be our first approach, therefore giving us more targets. We'll embark on that. We can do that during the winter or the spring, summer. So we'll do that first, and then we'll be able to go back into that second hole, what they call wedging off that hole, and wedge into these 2 anomalies that we discovered, and drill into the heart of those 2 anomalies.
Gary, thank you so much for being with us.